During cycle 830.M41, the armory world of Vraks Prime was firmly under the heretical forces of Chaos grasp, led by the apostate Cardinal Astra Zyphan. The Imperium of Man wished to bring the vital planet back into the Emperor's fold. Thusly, a large Imperial planetary assault began, with 34 regiments of Death Corps of Kriege, 5 Space Marine chapters, and 22 Titans. It took Imperial forces over 1 year to deploy on the planet. The Kriege quickly dug over 1,000 miles of trench lines, which they filled with artillery to pound the hives. Between each of these bombardments, the Death Corps would charge from their trenches to test the defense of the hives, each wave consisting roughly of 200,000 men. Today we join the Kriege in one of their assaults as they probe the defenses of the Chaos Hive. The skirmish-style warfare lasted for just over 17 Imperial years and cost the lives of over 14 million Imperial Guardsmen, hundreds of Space Marines, 4 Inquisitors, and 9 Titans. Will today be the day that they finally break the siege of Vraks? Here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. The siege of Vraks is finally here, with the Death Corps of Kriege managing to get a small foothold on the inside of one of the hive walls, and today they're going to be trying to push the advantage and capture and hold this foothold from the Chaos, who are of course going to be counter-charging right back into them. We've got lots of guns here, lots of Kriege storming into the breach still, trying to reinforce our attacking defenders. That's right, they are the attacking defenders, because they're trying to attack the Chaos while also defending the position at hand, because they don't want to lose the foothold here on this side of the wall. You can see there the walls have crumbled behind us. The Kriege have come storming in here. The artillery guns have been pounding the defenses for weeks at this point. Will our attack be successful today? Well, there's only one way to find out. I mean, look up and down the line here. It's just a brutal melee conflict going on as the stormtroopers here charge forward, trying to break that Chaos line, find a way through it into the inner network of defenses. But there is a heck of a lot of Chaos here. There was something like 3 to 4 million Chaos defending the hive itself. A lot of them, of course, were like Labour Force and Renegade Gunners and that kind of thing. Look at the Kriegers go here. They've got a really nice foothold. Some of them holding the higher ground, just railing down on top of that Chaos force here. Of course, though, Imperial reinforcements are pretty limited at the moment, trying to make their way through these breaches here in the Chaos outer wall. The Chaos, of course, are going to be trying to push back the Kriege to try and push them out of this foothold. Because, of course, all the Imperials are going to do is flood more and more units into this place. Now, we're looking a little bit shaky on our flanks over here. Not too many troops are pushing in. The Chaos have got lots and lots of units moving in around the flanks. Look at all that traitor fire that's coming out at the moment, as artillery shells are still pounding in here, over the wall, landing in amongst the Chaos lines. But the Chaos Legion Russes here, corrupted machine spirits that they have, lending their fire support to that front, keeping the Kriegsmen at bay. So it looks like over this side we're having a much better time of it. Lots and lots of reinforcements are coming in, flooding that Chaos front line. And it's holding them back for now, but my god, that's a lot of Chaos over here. We've got loads of Marauders, we've got lots of Renegades as well. And again, we've got the tanks lending that fire support. Don't get me wrong, the Imperials have that too, but it's a lot harder for them to get their tanks onto the inside here to actually lend some decent fire support. After all, they're still trying to move units through the breach here. And it does look like Chaos is starting to break the line. Not enough troops on the front line here for the Imperials as the Chaos comes storming forward now. The line has been thinned out. Imperial Guard here desperately trying to get more reinforcements in through the breach. But that Chaos army is storming forward. More and more death galls are needed on the front line. Yeah, look at that Chaos storm now. Again, though, we've still got artillery firing over the walls into them Chaos lines. That's going to be helping out a lot. You just saw a massive shell go off there then. But the Imperials struggling to get them reinforcements in. But the line is still holding. We've still got a lot of gunners here. Surprisingly on this side as well. Again, I think that's because we've got the breach in the wall here and the gatehouse that the Imperial Guard have managed to capture. As more and more units here from the 88th Siege Brigade move in to try and secure the flanks. Imperials doing a really good job, though, of holding back that Chaos Horde, because there's a heck of a lot of them out there. Still 800,000 Chaos making their way forward here. Over 300,000 losses they've already taken. Let's go over to our side over here. Yeah, I was just making sure there was no more breaches on that side. Yeah, looks like the Chaos then finally broke through the flank. And are now trying to restorm that breach, recapture the area which the Imperials are getting their reinforcements from. The rest of the Death Corps, though, doing a really good job at holding back the Chaos that are advancing across the field towards them. They are getting backed up against the wall, though, that they've so desperately tried to get to the other side of. And right now, they might be feeling a little bit penned in. But there's a lot of chaos here. But yeah, the Siege of Vraks was absolutely insane, guys. Yeah, as I said in the intro, it took Imperials over a year to land all their resources up onto the battlefield itself. The Kriegers had dug over 1,000 miles of trench line, which they completely lined with artillery, earthquake shells, you name it, it was there. And they just pounded the outer defences and kept sending in these crazy little probe attacks. The poor old Death Corps, man. I think it was it 17 million Imperial Guardsmen were lost in total? That's just an insane number. And it was like a 12-year campaign as well. And they predicted that it'd take about 12 years. So the Imperial Guard astropaths predicted, yeah, it's probably going to take us about 12 years to break this siege. So imagine being the guys on the first landing ships, knowing that you've probably, if you want to survive this war, you've got at least 12 years of combat ahead of you. The Chaos now surging forward with little to no melee line here, helping to keep them at bay. The conscripts who have been thrown into the fray here, they're doing all right at holding them back at the breach, but the Chaos are making an advance here. Imperials are getting a little bit desperate, in fact. We've got a couple of Lemon Russies here trying to lend that fire support, but so far it's just not been enough. The Chaos are trying to close this breach in the gap. That will stem some of the reinforcements coming in for the Imperials. It's getting desperate now as more and more Chaos break through the lines. Just this small flow of Imperial reinforcements is the only thing that's keeping the Chaos at bay. It's an absolute massacre. Oh my god. For both sides, quite frankly. The Imperials taking a lot of losses on the initial assault here. But they're trying to hold this foothold that they've captured. The Death Corps just railing on down into the Chaos lines there. Oh man, there's so many bullets just flying all over the place. It's absolutely glorious. But Chaos forces need to push harder if they want to get closer than this. At the moment, they're just getting distracted by these Imperial reinforcements. They were getting a really good push over this side. Trying to take the fight into the village. Overlapping fields of fire now coming into play from the Krieg. As they just rail on top of them Chaos boys. But look at that, man. I love that combat line. The Imperials done a bang-up job here of stopping any Chaos from getting into that flank. Because look, we have got the gatehouse right here, and look at the flow of Imperial troops that are coming through there. That has got to be vital to the front line at the moment, especially with on this side. Let's go have a look. Did the Chaos actually manage to stop it? Yeah, look at this. The Chaos did. They managed to push all the way up here now. And the Imperials are not going to be getting any more reinforcements from this side. The Imperials backing up to the wall, in fact. Kriegers back-to-back fighting. The Chaos trying to pen them in, letting them have no route to escape back to their own lines here. The Kriegers might actually end up defending the wall. This could be quite interesting. We're doing all right on this side, though. Chaos are being held back by a lot more firepower. Feels like we've got a lot more rifles in this centre, so Chaos is having a real old struggle trying to push forward. That's one hell of a beating they're taking. How are we doing on this side, chaps? How's that flank holding? Oh man, you're getting really thinned out on this side. Go on, conscripts, you can do it. The entire rest of the combat line is kind of depending on it, quite frankly. We need some real reinforcements over here. The gunners are too busy at the moment, trying to hold back the rest of the Chaos forces that are encroaching ever so slowly with every death here. They move right on up. Oh man. The Kriegsmen, though, they're just giving it out at the moment. We're coming up to 700,000 losses here for Chaos, but it's nothing it can't absorb. It is still holding the lines here. Almost countercharging out of the hive at this point. Taking the fight to the Imperials, still trying to filter their way through. And onto the inside of the breach here. Does look like this is our main reinforcement group here, and this one on this side. These are the ones that are still free to move about, but yeah, the other one has definitely been cut off now. And look at that Chaos force. In fact, it actually looks like we've thinned it out in the center quite significantly. The Chaos are going to have to start bringing reinforcements around from both sides over here now. The Kriegers are definitely penned in against that wall, though. Them artillery guns still firing in the background. I think they're actually firing through the gap here. Yeah, look, they're firing through the gap in the wall now at the Chaos. Again, the invaluable support from the conscript line. Just rushing forward, distracting the Chaos, allowing our Kriegers to rail upon the Chaos lines. Taking the stupendous losses. Oh man, it looks like they've finally pushed up though. Yeah, we've lost this entire section of the wall. Chaos has recaptured this section. The Krieg charge on the far left has failed, unfortunately. The artillery, though, is now pounding any of the Chaos that dare to come up to the outside of the gate, outside of the hive here. Yeah, because look, they can't actually shoot through the wall, but yeah, if the Chaos try to come out this side, there's a lot of guns ready and waiting for them. We've got about 100 artillery guns in support, at least. Our center line is still holding, but them Chaos forces are encroaching, man. Even with our conscripts throwing down the lives, we've got so many marauders just moving up, and they can take an absolute beating. The village section is holding nice, though. We have still got control of the gatehouse for now, so we are still pumping reinforcements into this line, although it does look like it's starting to falter. Again, not enough reinforcements being pumped in. These guys were certainly left to their own devices, and man, they held out for such a long time. They were doing such a bang-up job there. But look at these piles that are starting to form now. It's getting ridiculous. Are the Chaos going to have enough forces here with 300,000 remaining? Are the Kriegers finally going to get the foothold that they needed? They have almost lost one portion of the wall here. But I don't know if Chaos is going to be able to push out and seize that advantage. If they manage to push out here and actually come around and start flanking the other Imperials, that could be deadly. They have got them Chaos tanks here as well, lending that fire support. But look, the artillery there, making its presence known. Scattering renegade gunners through the air. How are we doing in the middle, chaps? How's the siege going? Have we broke the deadlock? Yeah. No Chaos is ever forward here. Creeping it right up onto these Imperial lines. Again, despite the sheer amount of firepower that we've got coming out. Although, look at this. There is a gap. A chink in the Chaos lines here. Maybe the Kriegers can win the day yet. Are we going to actually establish a foothold here on the inside from which we can pour more reinforcements? I don't know. Things are still looking dicey on our flanks. There's still a lot of Chaos dudes over here, but this might mean that some of these Kriegers can start supporting the other lines. Because look at this, a lot of them Chaos guys are still stuck over this side, trying to push back out, hold back the line of Imperials that are trying to force their way in. And I mean, look at this, we're starting to rebuild the wall. That's all that's happening here. We're rebuilding the wall. Some troops are at risk of drowning as well on the other side. It's all a bit grim. Okay, so I'm starting to get a little bit worried that the Chaos are just going to try to completely envelop one flank here now. The Kriegers might start pushing out, and that means that their overlapping fire won't be as strong again. There is still a lot of Chaos left on the field at the moment, so they've got to be careful. Especially if they then manage to plug up this gatehouse here. But things are actually looking a little bit hopeful for the Kriegers. Oh my god, look at that line. No wonder the Chaos got decimated. Look at that. What a battlefield here. So what I think we'll quickly do here is just hit a little time-lapse camera and see if the Imperials manage to hold on to their advantage or not. We'll be back in a second. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and as you can see here, the Krieg have managed to split the Chaos Force in half and are currently now clearing out the last remnants from the right-hand side of the flank here, having now secured the gatehouse and at least one entrance here. The rest of the Krieg are trying to help out the brethren at the other breach in the wall. The Chaos have been trying to push through this forest of death for quite a while now and have been taking insane losses here as the Krieg stand on their dead comrades, and I mean the Chaos dead comrades, because look at them all piled up here as more and more reinforcements keep coming in through that breach. But how are Chaos doing on their side? Did they actually manage to break the deadlock? No, they didn't. The Imperials here still holding out, keeping their foothold firm. They're not giving up this breach here to the Chaos. The artillery has been probably helping out magnificently here as we come down to the last 50,000 of the Chaos. And look at this battlefield, absolutely littered here with tanks and bodies all over the place from both sides, quite frankly. This has been an expensive adventure here for the Imperial Guard. They've only got 20,000 troops remaining, and a lot of them now are just the hardened veterans here of the 88th Siege Regiment. Doing exactly that, they've managed to gain a foothold here on the inside of the hive defenses, and the Imperials can now start to bring more and more reinforcements into that breach. You can see the rest of the Imperial Guard forces now making their way, trying to help out the brethren, and this combat line is getting bigger and bigger. The Chaos, quite frankly, are just getting railed on at this point. Look at them all here, stuck in the breach. Meanwhile, the Kriegers are just shooting at them from a distance. They don't even know what's going on. They're driven mad by the lust. So what we're going to quickly do is time-lapse this last little bit while we see what happens to our lovely partners in crime, the Chaos here, as the Kriegers sneak up on them during the breach. We'll be back in a moment. Here we are then, the last 2,000 Chaos remaining on the field as the Imperials managed to secure at least one small foothold here in the outer defenses of the hive. Man, look at this, the last of them just getting all wrapped up here. Look at that body pile though. We made a right little gooey mess here, didn't we? Oh gosh, look how deep that is as well. That's quite deep. But yes, we made a right old gooey mess across the entire battlefield here, but the Kriegers have been successful today. The foothold has been made as the last of the Chaos there are mopped up. I think we can call this one here, ladies and gentlemen. And as always, I do hope you had a blast. I know I did. Please do comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And massive shout out to all our channel members who help to keep this channel going. And if you're not a channel member, why the heck not click the join button down below. And while you're at it, go ahead and check out the amazing Death Before Dishonor hoodies available at the ChaoticPinky store. Links in the description. With all that being said, as always, until next time, peace.